Going on, guys? So, I was going to do a video earlier. I don't think I put it all in there just right. So, I could talk about the Target Individual program and how I've learned from other targeted individuals over time. There's a bug on me. How it works and where it originated from, and like what's their agenda about it, and like you know, what's their end goal. So I'm not really going to get into that. I think you're smart enough to figure out their end goal. Because there's a lot of TIs that they ain't around no more. And then when they do that, they high five each other and it's on to the next. Or they're in a mental hospital, or they're so fried that they can't even function anymore, or they're just, you know, beyond fried. And, anyways, I think I met one time. I could tell the story, but I could say what he was saying. I was like, oh my God, like, but the only thing I could think of was he might be going through the same thing I'm going through, but he's just not able to function anymore very well. Anyways, that's the only one I think I've ever ran into in my entire life. And but anyway, so just some things with I've noticed with the V2K stuff. If you don't know, I'm educating you, and this is not to scare the public. Okay, this is only to help out other people that are going through this, maybe across the world. Um, V2K is called Voice to Skull. It comes from Medusa program. I think Medusa program. I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's like V2K. Medusa program was how it started the technology back in the early 2000s, and then it was a military thing. So, um, and then V2K started whenever in recent times. But you think about if it was going on, if it was started back then as a warfare thing through the military, right? How much more advanced it is now. I could explain by personal experience, but you can use your own imagination. It's to get you feel like you're questioning yourself and strike fear and you go crazy and they control you and then they can tell you what to do, and there's only going to be a couple different outcomes of that mixed in with the targeting, which is the smearing and people talking all around you and stuff like that. But if you play nice and you don't, because I might probably get some backlash off this, but I'm just trying to help other people out, because let's face it, I mean, okay, the V2K stuff, it's commands, and it's based off what you're thinking. So if you're thinking some shady stuff, some PTSD stuff, some stuff you had to deal with, stuff that was smeared, whatever, So what do they do? Oh, that gives them an excuse to jump on you. I mean, that's just how it works. I'm not making fun of it. I'm not trying to start no shit or nothing. Just how it works. Like if you're doing great and you're having great days, more than likely, and you're being good to everybody and kicking ass at work and all this stuff, and you have a good clean day in your mind and everything, and good clean day in your the way you treated people and handled situations and stuff like that. Eventually, it gets better. But we're human. We're gonna think about things that we've already experienced. They're hard things to experience. They're bad, but so when that happens, they kick a dead horse, and they think they get so. I would imagine they get so upset. I would think when it doesn't affect you, even though you might be struggling and this and that. You know, let's do a little correlation here. Okay, what kind of entity in this whole universe? Now I say entity, either God, Jesus, or the one that lives downstairs. Let's make the connections here. what is the main goal for Satan to do? To take your soul, to control you, to make you chase, to make you scared, put fear in you, you know? And I mean, take your soul. So, like, so I saw something the other day where they got this program, and I don't know, I guess it's true, I don't know, but I'm assuming it is, okay? But they have inmates that are going to serve life sentences, and they bring them to a special prison, and they implant this chip in their head. It's artificial intelligence, and they get out of jail, and then they go. It changes. It gives them more empathy. It gives them like just I don't know things to like change their behavior and everything. It does it fairly quick. I don't know if this is true or not. Okay, so don't kick me okay about this shit. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. But if it is true, what do you think that is? Let's do another connection. What do you think is coming? Because the whole digital currency thing and like, you know, chips in people's heads and stuff like that, all that technology and stuff, all that control. Basically, they would if you were going to serve a life sentence and you choose to go in and get a chip so they can monitor you and change your behavior and everything else. What do you think that is? If you read Revelations, that is kind of like the beast system, isn't it? The beast system is already in place, people. Okay? Look at all the digital currency and stuff. I don't even want to get into all this. I'm just saying, like, make the connection. What do you think? Who's really behind all of that? It trickled down from, you know, to make people want to do these things. What does God and Jesus do? Save lives, build people up, spread positivity, love, and truth. You know, it's it's you gotta pick between God and Jesus, and for eternal life to save your life and your soul. But it's already the day is already here that you know you can basically sign a piece of paper and let somebody control you. Now, if you didn't knowingly sign it or something like that, and that whatever happened, they did it and you didn't know about it, that's one thing, I would imagine. But, because that's deception. That's another trick up Satan's sleeve. But, so if this is really going on, I would imagine it probably will become more popular. But, if you're signing a piece of paper or accepting some sort of something like that to do that to you, and with everything going digital and AI getting crazy, what do you think that is kind of heading towards? I'll let you do the thinking about that. I'm not going to try to convince you of anything. Just think about it. It says in Revelation. Kind of connects to the beast system. And what do they want to do? Have one world government. Why do you think these targeted individuals are not just in one country? It's all over the planet. There's millions of people going through this. It's a real thing. I'm not trying to scare everybody. I'm raising awareness. And if you guys want to hate on me for it, I guess I'd just shut my mouth. What would that be? Control. Because who's gonna say anything when it's too late? I'm just letting you guys know. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Have a good night. And I need to go to bed. Okay? Okay, bye.